Hey guys, Sword here, and this is going to be Operation Dome number 50, the 50th episode of the Operation Dome series, a series of my friends and I encasing the entire world in glass panes, and we still got a lot of work to do. We're still trying to finish off quadrant number 2, we're going to work with quadrant number 1, and quadrant number 4 is going to be last. And currently, I'm going to be doing a little bit of landscaping due to the fact that I want to make everything look nice and have a green fields to it, rather than looking at a barren wasteland of all the little sand that we actually dug up. Because right here while we're like on the blocks that we're walking, all this used to be desert. And now it looks beautiful somewhat. Just got to get rid of all the snow and some of the torches, but it will look beautiful. That it doesn't look like a barren wasteland like we're going to get to in just a moment. And here's the deal, that I wanted to actually make this a special episode, but due to the fact that all my friends are either at school or asleep, waiting for the next morning to go to school, no one is really online and I'm alone again. But that's nothing new. Let's get going now, shall we? So what's been going on is that this is going to be like a retake due to the fact that I actually had a good commentary going for the first recording, but due to the fact that the audio levels or the microphone gain level was a little bit too high, it was distorting the commentary, where at times where I happened to be loud, or even if I'm speaking normal, but when I was actually getting a little bit louder, it was amplified to the point where it was causing a little bit of a distortion type of deal. It's just like when anyone yells into their microphones and it doesn't even sound like they're actually speaking words, even though that they are. That's the type of distortion that the commentary was getting, or the audio was, and it was not good, so I actually had to scrap it. Even if I were to actually fix it, you will still be able to tell where the distortion happens, and I didn't want that to be of utter annoyance. It annoyed me, so I'm pretty sure it may annoy you as well. But let's hope that this recording will be good, and if you're hearing this right now, that means it actually went well. It's just, I've been doing a lot of retakes. Every time when I mess up, I just do a retake. I don't want to do a jump cut, is that it kind of cuts the flow, and at times I usually forget what I was talking about because of the jump cut, where I take a little bit of a long pause and then had to continue on from there. Just really sucks. I just kind of hate being a perfectionist in that manner, but at times I try not to be, and sometimes that actually shows, whether it's good or bad, but it's kind of one of those things that sometimes that you just don't want to be forced to deal with. But just overall, a lot of the videos that I produce, it's really good, and the other videos sometimes not as good, or that I don't think it's good, but people find it good. It's just, I don't know anymore. So I'm just currently, like I said, working on just landscaping this area a bit, just making it look nice, making it look green, instead of barren wastelands like all the stone and the stone in the sand blocks or sandstone blocks that you see here. It's going to be covered with dirt, and from there it's going to make grass, and then with all the grass dirt around, it will look pretty, especially when you look at the map. Rather than seeing a lot of gray spots, it's going to be a wonderful green. It's just a lot of work to do. And in the sense that it'll help me a lot due to the fact that my leaderboards for hard mode got reset. I remember that I told you guys I wanted it to be reset, and now it finally got reset, so I'm very happy that in the next month with the update on the leaderboards, it's going to show real progress. I'll show you right now, just a little sneak peek. And there we go, mining blocks on hard. I am currently ranked 242,691 in the world, with all this stats right here. Let me just round it down or round it up. We have 5,000 dirt, 400 cobblestone, 500 sand, then we have 4,500 of the stone, 1,500 on the gravel, 50 of the clay, and then 20 of the obsidian. So it's all good right there. Once a month it comes up, then let's see how far I am at in the rankings. Operation Bedrock is going to help a lot with the gravel, the dirt, and the stone, and possibly cobblestone with all the lava. And then of course with Operation Dome, I can do the sand and the dirt too. Sometimes I forget what I'm talking about as well. Again, it's just, at this point, I'm trying to get done with this commentary. There were so many mess ups and so many retakes that it drains you, because you can only keep up with the energy for so much before it just absolutely drains you, and you don't want to actually fall behind of the schedule, so you're gonna have to keep it up. That's just one of the little problems that Commentators have to this day, and it's very, very frustrating. They even post it on Twitter all the time that they are frustrated that things are not working out and they just want to stop, but they can't stop because then it's just gonna mess up with everything. And I could really sympathize with that because I know how it is. It just sucks at times. Some people don't understand it, and some people say, why can't they upload a video every single day? Because it does take some work. And sometimes, if you're a perfectionist, it could take a while before you get that one take that you absolutely want to keep and you want to show everyone. And even then, sometimes that take somehow gets messed up and then you just give up. It sucks, people. It really, really sucks. I already have a lot of other videos actually pre-made and ready to upload, and those are the questions, the questionnaires, the Q&As, however you want to call it, the 100 video challenge, that I already have those worked at, and I've already have a lot of them already uploaded, but I still gotta make more while keeping up with Operation Bedrock and Operation Dome. It's just one of those things, people. It's just one of those things. Now, I kind of written down some things that I wanted to talk about because I did talk about this in the other recording so that I don't forget about it. One of the things I wanted to talk about is that I'm getting a new shock mount. And I did buy one, and it has already arrived, but here's the thing, I was an idiot and I didn't actually look at the proper dimensions of the product itself. And the shock mount that I did get didn't work, in the sense that it didn't fit. Let's say that it's the microphone that was meant to actually hold, what would be the circumference or as the same circular size as a $50. And if you've seen a Blue Yeti, that's like trying to fit a water bottle into a $50 size hole. It's not gonna work. A large water bottle, those Aquafina large water bottles, as to opposed to the smaller ones, you know what I mean, right? The one that's like 40 ounces or something, I don't know. Just, let me see, what others can I do? 30 ounce sodas, those circular ones? I don't even know. A large cup within a small cup. Just try to jam that thing in there. Try to make it fit without crushing the small cup. That type of size difference type of deal. And so I had to send it back. But at what cost? The thing cost me $10. $5 for the product and $5 for shipping. And when I try to ship it back, the postage itself is just $6. Yeah, thank you, UPS. So at what cost? I pretty much odded myself out for $4 just because it didn't actually work, but it was my fault because I didn't actually check the actual product and the circumference and everything, so now I learned. And I'm buying a shock mount that's actually specially designed for the Blue Yeti. And no, I am not talking about the one actually made by the Blue Yeti company. It's kind of sad. Or is it actually Blue Electronics? The Blue Electronics company. I'm not actually getting one for them. The fact that the matter is that it cost over $100. And I looked up the review and I looked up on Amazon that it does not even fit. The customer reviews, a lot of them give them 1 stars because it just doesn't work. It does not fit. It sometimes does not even attach to the threads that it was made to be on. And when they put it up, sometimes the Blue Yeti even actually falls out of it because it wouldn't support the weight. And again, it just doesn't fit. It's sad to see that the company who made the Blue Yeti and the Blue Snowball, who made a product especially for the Blue Yeti as a shock mount, that it doesn't work. It says a lot about that company at that point, saying that they're not, I can't even talk right. That they don't even actually check the measurements of the Blue Yeti, let alone that they actually made a product to try to sell, and they're still trying to sell it on Amazon, and it still doesn't work because they never made an update to the design. And even then, the design itself does not look all that appealing. For some people it may look cool, but it just doesn't work. So a lot of you gave it a 1-star review. A lot of people said it was just not a good, it was a good waste of money. It was not a good money well spent. It's just a waste of money trying to get that product. So I'm already looking at a third-party company called Camp Pro, and they made the shock mount for a Blue Yeti, and a lot of people already gave 4-star reviews saying that, or was it 5 stars? I don't remember the actual thing, but I think it is 5 stars. A lot of them give them some 5 stars and some 4-star reviews on the shock mount that they produce, even though they're not the Blue Electronics company, but they made a better shock mount for the Blue Yeti. And then, of course, there's going to be people who's like, why don't you get the other microphones? Like, I've already spent enough money on the Blue Yeti. It would be kind of pointless to actually spend more money on a different microphone if it does the same thing, but with a slightly different quality. Blue Yeti is actually the top 3 best. That if you're either going to have to choose a choice between a Snowball or a Yeti, and if you have the money for both, I recommend the Blue Yeti. Just in a commentary wise, that it's better, it's a better audio. You have 4 different functions or microphone types. You have cardioid, you got omnidirectional, bidirectional, and oh god, I forgot that this is a iron sword, not the diamond sword. Oops. Right. That kind of sucks. The reason why I'm using an iron sword is because that we're running low on diamonds, and I don't want to use the diamonds for every diamond sword, especially when we have a lot of iron we could use for iron swords, and especially that the fact that we traded the priest villager a lot of iron swords to get an enchantment to reset the trade so that we could get some bottles of enchanting for trade. That was the deal. So we got a good, I would say around 20 iron swords to be used. So that's what I'm going to actually use for a while. And preserve all the diamonds until we find more diamonds. It's going to be a little bit annoying to actually get used to this because I completely forgot about it when I was actually fighting that creeper. Good to know for the future. And now I'm going to have to fix it. Just got to cover it up. It'll be like nothing ever happened. Nope, nothing happened here. Don't worry about it. This is a cover up. Conspiracy. It's going to be a cover-up. And hopefully there are no other creepers in the area, so I could actually continue to work on this. But yes, I already bought myself the brand new shock mount for a good $40. Free shipping, by the way, so I'm very happy on that. And I'm going to see whether or not if it actually works for me, because the purpose of the shock mount is to actually get rid of the vibrations that come from the computer or any other electronics, especially if I have an air conditioner and that thing is running in the house. Yeah, it will cause vibrations, and you'll often hear it from the Blue Yeti at times, but I use Audacity to get rid of it. But at times when it's too silent or that I'm not loud enough, you actually still start to hear the vibrance of the air conditioner or what else is going on. Like if the refrigerator were to turn on, you would hear that in the background too. So it will get rid of the electronic hums. So let's see if that'll actually do well for me in the later commentaries. And I still have the isolation shield where it's going to help actually get the better audio aspect, where it's going to block out noises that's coming out from the window, especially outside. Some loud noises that I cannot cover up, but it does the job of just reducing it at a low level. But if it's too much of a hassle for me, then I'll just return it and get my money back. I have like 30 days to actually return it. So I'm good on that aspect. If you guys notice the difference in quality in the audio, let me know so that I could actually keep this. But again, one of the real tests would have to be on live stream. See if that actually works out for me, because it's going to be live streamed. Just the live commentary in itself. Oh, I thought that was a creeper for a second. That it's going to be that moment of time to see whether or not if the shield actually works to get rid of all the background noises while I'm talking to you guys, because there's no way to actually edit the audio unless you got yourself an auto-tuner somewhere around there. But it'll be the ultimate test for it. Now, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about was the update with the legalities of the guy who hit my truck. A few weeks ago, he called us saying that he and his buddies are going to buy the part and it's going to actually fix the truck for us for a low price. And we said, cool, that's fine. Just call us back and let us know on the update. The guy never came, the guy never called back. For about a good 2 weeks, he never actually called back. And what I thought, and my father confirmed it, was that he was holding out on us, meaning that he was going to wait until the court hearing and for the judge to make his final ruling. And if the incident about the truck was never brought up, then there's nothing that we can do about it after the fact. Like, it's a double jeopardy type of deal where they talk about his little crime spree for that moment, but the truck thing was never brought up, and if the judge made a final ruling, then there's nothing we could do. And honestly, that actually sucks. Even after the fact that he hit my truck, he could still get away with it if it's not actually brought up in court. and he doesn't have his court hearing until a few more weeks. So what my father decided to do was go to the court attorney and talk to him about it, saying that we have a case still because they didn't actually do the ruling yet. So what actually started off to be $1,000 worth of damages for him to pay is now over doubled. Is that an actual terminology? It's more than doubled. Let's just say that. Because it was $1,000 for our estimate with the cheapest guy, with the cheapest part, well, cheapest price in that aspect. And they actually agreed to pay that price, but they never actually called us back. And he actually called us back to tell us that he has a different offer. But again, he hasn't called us back. So now we're not going to wait about it because it's just going to be do it now or just don't deal with it. And now we're just going to have to wait for the pending court case. So now he's going to actually have to pay $2,500. And on top of that, with all the court fees, legality fees, the lawyer fees, he's going to pay more. Let that be a lesson. If you already have an offer on the table that's going to be the best offer, then go for it. If not, then you may get worse consequences. Like in this case, he has to pay more than double the price now. Because he wouldn't call us back, and we cannot wait any longer. Otherwise, it'd be too late, and then there'd be nothing that we could do about that. And that's the wonderful system that we have with the justice system. Because it could just be right out the door where just they're not going to discuss about it anymore, and you can't bring it back up because you didn't bring it up then. Go away, zombies! Go away, spiders! I don't want you to see you here. Hurry up and be daylight! And I'm not going to look at the Enderman, because that Enderman will kill you in hard mode, like, easily. Especially when I have weak armor. I'm not going to deal with that. Hey, look at that, I got iron. And now I need to pick up all the sand that's on the floor. Oh, not looking at you, Enderman. You don't exist anymore. So I just can't wait to actually get the truck to be fixed, because I really want that bumper to look nice, because every now and then, I just wonder, like, every time when I'm driving on the... Oh, God, creeper! Really? Really? Ah, my God. I didn't even see you. Well, then. Just, whenever I'm driving, I always get the feeling that the people that are driving behind me, they see my truck, and they're wondering, who the heck did he back up into? I'm like, it's not my fault. He's the one that hit me while trying to flee away from police over a simple traffic violation. He would have gotten a simple ticket, but no, he actually had to go around the neighborhood around a good 55 miles per hour, skid out of control, hit my truck, back out of the area, and park one of my neighbors' house in the front, and turn off the lights to actually try to flee from police. So he has a lot of charges against him. There's no one out there. Chihuahua's crying all over the place too now. Now let me see. Got iron and stone. This is a predicament. I gotta get rid of some of the items. I'll get rid of this, and I'll get rid of this for the time being, and I'm gonna patch this up. Oh, come on. What did I pick up? Okay. Go over here, put that down, and patch this up. I don't want any cobblestone. There we go. And why not? Just fill it up, because I kind of hate falling in holes. I'm pretty sure a lot of people hate falling in holes. So it's all good. And what? Really? Okay. Right. Let me go over here. Hey, spider. How you doing? I'm going to go ahead and put some sand right here. Because why not? This will actually save me the trips. Okay, we're good to go. And now we got to pick this up, and we will be good to go. Well, that's pretty much it for the legalities case. Just hopefully everything will go well for us, especially when we have all evidence against him. I still got the pictures of my truck and his Jeep, so we're kind of good on that. Let me let the Chihuahua out because she's going to start crying. Alright, let's see where we can go from here. Did I even talk about the Pomeranian? Because I just remember that the Pomeranian was sleeping on my bed, and when I looked over there, I don't even remember if I even talked about the Pomeranian. And I can't really go back, so I just don't know. Let me go ahead and just talk about the Pomeranian for a brief moment. If I did talk about her, then this is kind of a redundancy, but I just don't remember, especially when I did a lot of retakes. Now, with the Pomeranian, we may be able to keep her because of the fact that Star actually plays with the Pomeranian, and the Pomeranian is the one that actually plays with Star. All the other dogs, however, they don't even play with Star because apparently, according to my father, is that all the rest of the dogs in the house and the backyard, they are adult dogs, and they see Star as a baby. And of course, you wouldn't really want to play with a baby, especially on Call of Duty. Come on, people. Come on, you know what I mean. Just maturity-wise, they find Star, or they find the playtime just meaningless, even though they like to play as well from time to time. But still, compared to Star, they don't want to play with Star, and I just think it's because Star is a big puppy or a big dog, and of course, whenever Star tries to play, that they just don't like it because she's big and heavy. So they just stay away from Star. But the Pomeranian, she doesn't care. Even though she's a pup herself, she tries to actually play with Star. I was going to say the German Shepherd. I always go with breeds at this point. That she will actually jump on Star's head from time to time, or she'll go on her hind legs and just start smacking Star's head with her forepaws, and it's kind of cute. It's adorable seeing a giant dog compared to a small dog actually playing with each other. I even have a few recordings on that on my phone, so if I ever actually get around to it, then I will show you guys the recordings of that. Just either that they're chasing around each other in the house, or they actually do a little bit of playtime when they do a little bit of tug of war, or if they actually try to eat each other, in a sense like they open their mouths and try to grab each other with their mouths. It's kind of adorable, but sometimes it worries me of Star of that her bites, or her, like whenever she opens her mouth, you could actually somewhat eat the Pomeranian. It's just, wow. God dang, Star. But either way, Star loves the Pomeranian, and if we were to actually get rid of the Pomeranian, then I'm pretty sure that Star will be depressed because she will not have another dog to actually play with, since all the other dogs don't play with Star. Of course, I play with Star from time to time, but still, I'm not a dog. Just, it's kind of that aspect. Yeah, she knows. She knows that she can't really bite onto me because it will actually hurt, and vice versa. I cannot really grab Star too much because she'll just get a little bit more hyper and she'll just start jumping all over the place. So she knows sometimes I just can't play. If I ever get around to it, I'm going to try to play with Star and let's see how well that goes. Having her jumping all over my face and just trying to bite my face off, I don't know. Just, it may be amusing to some people. Why not? Let's try it out one of these days. Just mainly is that if we do find a home for the Pomeranian, we will actually give the Pomeranian away. And we're going to have to warn the family that's adopting the Pomeranian that she'll actually run away, because she's already ran away about a good 7 times. And it's really frustrating to try to get her back because she just doesn't listen to you. Like, if you try to go after her, she'll think it's a game and she'll actually run the opposite direction, and she'll run up to a stranger, and the stranger would have to pick her up and then hand her over to you, because otherwise you're going to have a fun time chasing her around the neighborhood for a good 10 to 15 minutes before you decide to give up. Okay. Now that's out of the way. Let me see. Last but not least, that I would like to talk about the internet connection, because I believe due to the fact that my computer did crash, it kind of messed up the wireless connection on my computer. Like, every now and then, I start to lose connection out of the blue. Like, when I click on a link onto a website, or if I go on YouTube and click on a different link, that it will disrupt the connection and it will say that I'm not connected to the internet. Really, really frustrating. That either I sacrifice Xbox Live or I sacrifice the internet from my computer. Don't get me wrong, it will still connect, and at times that I could get an uninterrupted connection, but half the time it will just disconnect on its own, and it gets frustrating to the point where I sometimes want to just go on my phone and just surf the internet on my phone, because that's the only better connection I could actually possibly have, and even then, the phone connection isn't that reliable, and it will actually disconnect on its own too. So, first world problems. But what I want to do to remedy this is that I actually want to have the router and the modem moved from the other side of the house into my room, so that it'll be better connection for both my console and the PC, especially when I'm going to actually connect the PC directly into the router, even though it's going to be like a good 6 feet away, but it's still going to be a better connection if you directly connect it with an Ethernet cable. So I could get that endless stream of megabytes per second uninterrupted. And with the Xbox connection, I will just buy myself the Xbox 360 wireless adapter, put it in the back of the Xbox, and just connect it wirelessly from there. And since there's not going to be that interruption, I will still have a great connection. So I could actually live stream with just little to no lag and still enjoy going on multiplayer. Even if there's some glitches here and there, it'll still be tolerable, meaning that I could still do a live stream with multiplayer. So I really want to get around to it. I really hope that this weekend will be the weekend that I'll be able to actually move everything into my room. I'll clean up my room little bit by little bit, and then I can do a good setup to where it's going to be like my man cave. I got my bed, I got my computer, I got the TV, I got the mini fridge, even though I don't turn that on anymore. I actually unplugged it because every time when it turns on, it would cause a power spike. Whenever that power spike happens, it will cause my PVR to actually turn off and turn back on. Really annoying if I'm actually recording a video, and at times it has disrupted my recordings. So I just don't want to deal with that anymore. So just move everything to my room and let's see how well that goes. And I could sell the mini fridge because I don't really need the mini fridge anymore. I'll just go to the kitchen fridge. I'll get that little bit of minimal exercise in anyways. And due to the fact that I drink a lot of water now, it's that I don't really need to go to the fridge anytime soon. I'm not that type of person who prefers cold water over regular room temperature water. But hey, it's whatever you want to decide on what you want to drink. So that is kind of it. I really hope that this take is actually better than the other take that I've actually done. But we won't know until we actually check it out. Just a lot of work that we need to do. That I'm going to be working on Operation Dome, Operation Bedrock, going to be working on my projects, my homework, my classes. Once I get back to work on October, it's going to be a hectic schedule on my part, but I'll let you guys know how well that is doing for me at that time. So, in a recap, if I can remember, that this is Operation Dome number 50, no special, that all my friends are just at school or asleep, and I'm usually alone, so that's nothing new. This is, I don't know how many takes I've done, like 15 or 20 takes, but just hopefully that this is going to be the great take that makes up for everything. And the shock mount, the first one I bought is, I can't use it, so I bought another shock mount, which should be here either tomorrow or Thursday. So I'm waiting anxiously for that, see if it'll be better quality, as well as the shield that I have right now. Hopefully that will still owe up to me, or what's it called? It'll still be good for me to use. And when I make my first live stream with the shield, and hopefully everything goes well. If not, then I can just always return it and go back to the other days where I didn't have it to begin with, especially with its bulkiness and gets in the way half the time. So that would be kind of a thing. And I let you guys know on the Pomeranian that we may or may not keep her, but for the fact that we can keep her due to the fact that she'll actually play with Star, and Star has fun actually playing with a Pomeranian and terrorizing her from time to time. Again, it's adorable to see her actually try to play with a Pomeranian with the toy in her mouth and actually encourage the Pomeranian to do a little bit of tug of war. I do have a few videos, so whenever I get around to it, I'll actually upload it for you guys. And we are still waiting on the truck, on the legal case against the guy who hit my truck. We're waiting for the court date so we could actually get through with this. And the guy has to pay about over $2,500 plus more because of all the legal fees. And I want to actually get the modem and the router into my room so I can get a better connection for the live streams, and as well as for the sake of having a better connection in my room. It may be hotter in my room because that thing is going to be running on 24/7, but I say it will actually be worth it for a better connection. So that is it. If you see this video, that means I'm using this take and I'm not doing another retake because I've been working on this for about a good 3 hours. Again, YouTuber problems. Kind of hate being a perfectionist at times, so sometimes one of these days I'm going to actually lower my expectations for the commentary, but really hope that it's still alright in the long run. And that's one of the reasons why I do a retake. Other than that, have a great day everyone. I'm SorKing090, and as always, I will see you in the next video.